representing the Director General for Employment, Social Affairs and Inclusion, who is in the lead on this file, and this because DG Justice and DG Home do not consider that this is an issue for their concern, since it's not migration from third countries, which is the subject that is dealt with by those two DGs under the Stockholm program. It is internal mobility, but for us it is an issue because the problems encountered by people who are moving from country to country are the same for all, regardless of the country, the type of the country they come from. So, in fact, under the open method of coordination on social inclusion, which you have perhaps heard of, child poverty has been one of the major issues, and this phenomenon has not been highlighted by the member states themselves in their reporting on child poverty, with the exception of Latvia, who admitted that in fact there is a problem there. And in fact, the first video that we produced in our area of work was on child poverty, and it focused on this phenomenon. Now, we were very much involved in responding to requests from the European Parliament on what we are doing on this issue, and the first reaction was to include this problematic in the study on emigration that was mentioned by Mrs. Plum. I'm not going to go in further details, but be ensured that we are following this closely. Now, another issue that is raised with regard to children who are left behind is the fact that many of those children do not have an extended family that can care for them, so they are put into institutional care, into residential care, which is another issue that we want to avoid, and we have been working on the deinstitutionalization, let's say taking out children from institutional care and providing for them community-based care services for a while now. So there is also another issue linked to the migration of parents for work. We were expecting that the new agenda for the rights of the child would take on board the issue of poverty, and we were very happily surprised when the drafting of this communication started. We were asked to provide a chapter on poverty. And within this chapter, we raised the issue of the impact of the migration of the parents on children, and also the issue of the consequent eventual institutionalization of children who are left behind. However, 3 days before the adoption of the communication, we were informed by the services who are in charge of the file that it was this part on poverty was going to drop from the communication, and in fact the new agenda, as you may have seen, focuses exclusively on issues under the Stockholm program. So I hope that the recommendation from Alberto della Vita is very, very welcome for us as well, in order to ensure that this issue will be taken on board in the future. Now, as regards the Europe 2020 strategy, we have now a headline target to reduce poverty by lifting 20 million people out of this situation by the year 2020. To accompany this headline target, we have the European Platform Against Poverty and Social Exclusion, and of course, child poverty remains one of the main priorities of this strategy. And as it was already mentioned, there is going to be a recommendation from the European Commission in 2012, focusing on issues relating to the well-being of children. And it is self-evident for us that this is an issue that is going to be tackled as well. This is in a few words what is the current situation, and I want again to ensure that from the social inclusion point of view, this is a major concern for us, what we're going to do with those children that are left behind. Thank you.